Hi, I'm Andy Draper, and welcome to the Andy Draper Show. Today we've got with us Kid X,
Yes, sir. How
Anthony
you doing?
Wortham from Crisis, right? One of your
Yeah.
bands,
Yep, that's the group.
one of your groups.
We
Okay.
don't use bands anymore.
Okay, I'm old school.
Right,
I
I
know
feel you.
what bands are and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
we're a
We
group.
can have groups. We can have all kinds of things. So
Right.
you'll be a group today.
Yes, appreciate you.
Okay, I got you. So how's everything going in your endeavors? First off, I want to know a little bit about you, just in case people don't know who you are and how you got here and what's happening in Las Vegas for you. Why don't you
Right.
take us through a little bit of that?
Okay, so the journey of Kid X. He was a young kid out of Texas that wanted to do music, and he decided the best place to do music was in California. So around 1990, I moved to California to pursue my music. And once I got there, I met some people that did music and then started getting into the studio. And then 1995, I believe, I released my first album, The Unknown, Kid X, obviously.
Okay, so what kind of music are you doing, kid?
I do hip-hop, R&B, not rap. There's a difference. Most people don't realize there's a difference between rap and hip-hop. So I do hip-hop. Hip-hop is more of the original, the essence of the music.
It's got that rhythm and that beat, and
That
emotion
raw,
inside.
that
of it.
rawness.
Okay.
And so I was out in Cali, established myself out there. I dropped about 11 albums out there in San Jose, California.
Okay.
And then I had a person that I was making beats for, which was, he went by D-Ray back then, but he's Ray Sensei in the group. And we always got together and we always talked and we always vibed with each other. And then finally, 20 plus years later, we decided to become a group because I just love what he brings to the table and just his talent level. So we did that and we released our last album, or our first album, our debut album. It was called The Crown, and released that about a year and a half ago. So now we're working on a new album, and we're pretty much almost done with it, and it should be coming out soon.
Okay, and the Crown is under the group Crisis,
Crisis,
right?
correct, yeah.
Okay, so how does somebody go in and get to hear you and what your music is like today?
Well, we got our webpage, which is www.criis. No, correct myself. It's www.criis.com. So it's Crisis with two I's.
Okay, can we download it from there? Or do we need to find a way to purchase this?
We actually have the album as well. We have it. The album is on iTunes, Google Play. Just look up Crisis with two I's. And
Okay, go to iTunes, look up Crisis,
Yep.
support them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what else is happening? Well, I know you have some other history outside of the music industry, and we'll get back to your music.
Right.
But there's some more things that are going on with you or that you used to do. You used to play ball, right?
Yeah, I'm not this big for no reason. So,
But tell us a little bit about that.
so excuse me. I basically played semi-pro football, and the last team I played for was the South Bay Patriots, and we was based out of San Jose. I played football for like 16 years.
Okay.
And it was crazy because when I started playing football, I started as a strong safety. When I ended as a defensive end / tackle. So I grew and matured over the years.
Okay, we were talking a little bit earlier. You said you like them tall, like get that tallness and that bigness in there. Was that part of you getting to that place? Tell us a little bit about what got you there.
Well, honestly, like before, I was always a basketball player. So I played basketball, and I was tall and lanky. I think when I was like 185 pounds when I was like 28. And then I started playing football, and I bulked up, and then I doubled that, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because you're pushing around 400-pound guys, 385-pound guys all the time.
So those 400-pound guys made you say, "Wait a minute, I got to put a little weight on here."
Well,
right?
it just naturally happened. Honestly, it just naturally happened. You that's like my weights. It's like I'm going through pushing those guys all day, in the games and practice or whatever. So you just naturally get big.
You have to eat, man. You got to eat to get
Yeah.
big. Come on.
I used to have a neck. I really used to have a neck. Now my
Okay.
neck is nah.
Okay, you look good today too, man. You
Appreciate
look
it.
good today. Okay, you have some people in your life that are also in the
Athletic field, yeah.
athletics. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, I had one son that played football at UC Davis, Darius Livingston. He was number 83, and he played wide receiver. He just recently graduated from Davis, and he's working as a financial advisor for a company. So as soon as he graduated, he got a job and started working, and he's loving it.
Right.
He's been raised well.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to eat, you got to work.
right, right.
So that's him. Then my other son, Trey Wortham, he plays football at the University of UConn, and he plays defensive back. And he's going to be a senior this year, and I'm hoping for some big things for him because
Okay.
he's like 6'2.5", 190, 195, with long arms, speed, and he can cover.
Okay, he's about the weight you were when you came in early.
Exactly.
Right? But a different position than the one you went into.
No, actually, I played strong safety, so
Okay.
it's similar.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, so he's doing some big things there, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're following him. Tell us a little bit about what he's doing out there.
He's like I said, he's playing football. His new coach is Jim Mora, and for all the people that don't know who Jim Mora is, he was the defense coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, and then he was the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. So
Okay.
he has some hookups. So
Okay.
I'm just
You waiting
hoping
for
and
that
praying.
pro chance for him?
Yeah, because he's 6'2.5" with speed and these long arms.
Right.
And most defensive backs are like maybe 5'10", 5'11", pushing 6 feet. He's 6'2.5". So he has some potential.
Okay, you've got some entertainment stuff in your future, right? You just started like a radio show or something like that. Why don't you tell us about that?
A radio show.
Aren't you gonna be on the radio soon?
No, I actually already did that.
Tell us what that is.
So basically, there's an individual in Canada, and he has a radio station. They have like the #1 radio station in Canada. And so we did a telephone interview online. And if you want to check it out, you can go check it out at, what is it? Yeah, on YouTube. If you look on YouTube, it's on KidX 1-on-1. So it's KIDDX 101 on, and then the #1.
Okay.
So yeah.
And that's YouTube.
Yeah,
So we
so-
can get in there and hear you whenever we feel like it.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. We talked about your albums. You said that you did like 12 or 13. You've got a lot of albums.
Right. Yeah.
So how do we get to those? How do we get to where you started out when you said it was raw, it was real? We want to hear that too and see where you got to today.
The basic places you can probably get that from would probably be, like I said, you can go on YouTube, you can go on iTunes, you can Google KidX, and there's links where you can buy my merchandise. You know what I'm saying?
You got big plans for Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean,
Tell us what you got for us. Tell us what we can look for in the future.
it's like I moved out here just for like a better life, but then once I got out here, I'm like, there's opportunities out here because Vegas is like the entertainment capital of the world.
All right.
So the fact that it's entertainment capital, and I do music, you know what I'm saying?
You're an entertainer.
I'm an entertainer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, I wouldn't be mad if I got into like movies or something or just anything. I just like putting on shows for people. But I like to be myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the entertainer in
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I like attention a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It's good because you can get things done that way.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
You can't get things done if you're not confident in yourself. Right? So,
I think I'm confident, but I'm humble at the same time because you can't do anything unless you're confident in it. You can't play sports and go out there on the field and like say, "Oh man, I hope I'm good," or "I might be good." You gotta go out there like, "Yeah, I'm the man," and you gotta play
Be
like
the
it.
man.
You gotta play like it. You
Okay.
can't just say you the man and
Right.
not be like that.
Right.
So
Right. And support of other people help you along
yeah, I
your
mean,
way,
with,
right?
with football, it's like honestly, I played for 16 years, and it's actually ironic or whatever, poetic, because my number was 88. I played for 16 years, semi-pro. If you put 8 plus 8, that's 16.
So you found it.
I played for 16 years.
Okay.
I went to 5 championship games, which is like the equivalent of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. My first 3 years in the league, I went to the Super Bowl all 3 years and lost all 3 years. My last 2 years in semi-pro, went to the Super Bowl again, lost the first one, so I was like 0-4. Mm-hmm. And then finally, on the 16th year, I won my championship. I should have brought my ring.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm saying?
I saw some pictures of you.
Yeah. I
Right.
should have brought my ring.
Right. So it's all in numbers, right?
I mean, like,
It's in
and
numbers for you.
yeah. I mean, football players or sports people, we're very superstitious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would even have like certain meals that I would eat on football, like game day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or I would have to do a certain regimen before games every day. Mm-hmm. And if something threw that off, I'm like, oh man, okay, I can't let this throw me off my game. I got to focus a little bit more now. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing gonna stop me but me.
Okay, so you have some young athletes out there. What kind of advice you got for them?
Just keep pushing, keep doing what you've been doing. Stay focused. You know, no one remembers what you did 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 6 years ago. All they remember about is what you do today.
Okay.
So keep doing good stuff today, and that's going to be better for your future tomorrow.
Okay, good advice. Good to hear that. There's a part of your music that you haven't really told us about. You told us that you were interested in a lot of different things in Las
That's
Vegas.
where the X comes in, because like if you think about the variable in math, in like algebra, you have to find X. You always have to find X. So when I first started music, I knew I wanted to do music, but I didn't really know what route I wanted to take. And I'm still to that point to this day sometimes. It's like I don't put myself in a box or anything. I just go out there and just do music and try to make sure that it's good. I don't care if it's slow, fast, hard, whatever the case may be. Long as it's good at the end of the day, that's all I care about.
What does good look like for you? When you say I want it to be good, what are you looking at?
So like most people, when they do music, it's like they go out there, and I'm a perfectionist. So when I go out there and do my music, I want to make sure the beat is nice, it's been engineered nice, the lyrics are clear, the quality is perfect, and it's, I won't say catchy, but it's something that you're going to remember.
Okay, you got a group.
Right.
Got it right this time.
Yes, good job.
How did that group form?
So basically, like I was saying before, me and Ray Sensei, we kind of like went way back like 20 plus years, because he came in my studio just trying to get some studio time. And I saw some in him. And once I saw that in him, we kind of like stayed in touch. And then with Trey Flo, which is our DJ, he's from Maryland. And me and him used to play, well, actually we still play basketball together. But I met him playing basketball, and he plays drums, and he's always wanted to get into the music field, but I don't think he had that confidence. So one day he hit me up with a track that he did. I'm like, okay, I like that. So I went home, and we normally play basketball like once or twice a week. So I went home, wrote something to it that day, recorded that day. I saw him the next week. I'm like, hey, here you go. I gave him that track, and he was like, "Whoa, wow, that's how you do it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how you do it. It's like you get a beat, you write some lyrics to it, you get a concept, and then you have a song." So from that moment on, it kind of like sparked something in him. And once that buzz had sparked or whatever, he started making beats all the time. And it got to the point where I was kind of like doing everything. I was making my beats, I was writing my lyrics, I was doing my engineering because I have my own record label, which is Mine Records. And so I was doing everything. And so it got to the point where I was like, hey, maybe I can delegate something to someone else. So I kind of like got with him, and he started doing some beats for me. And I think I let him do like maybe 3 or 4 albums, like majority of the beats. And that's how me and him clicked together. And like I said, Ray Sensei came into the picture, and we did a song together. It was actually his song. It was called Vice. And that was actually the first song that we did recently to where he was like, hey, we were like, we should become a group. You know what I'm saying? Because his talent, my talent, plus Trey Flow's talent, together we're something special. Like, he's always been, like, Ray Sensei has always been good by himself. I've always been good by myself, Kid X. But together, we're special.
The synergy is there.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like we
Okay.
like, it was always funny because like when we were younger, it was like we were like the yin and the yang. It's like my stuff was more positive, uplifting. His stuff was more dark and eerie. And so as we've grown and matured, both of our styles kind of like formed into this one style. I became a little bit darker. He became a little bit more of the light.
Okay.
And so we just vibe. My flow is more smooth and chill. His style is more chaotic and just fast in your face.
Okay. So how'd you come up with the crown,
The Crown,
that title?
basically, I mean, the thing is, there's so many people out there, and not knocking their hustle or whatever, because what I think is good might be different than what someone else thinks is good. What someone else out there doing music, they may think is good, but I may not particularly care for it. But I'm not going to knock them for that. It's just not for me. So we've been in this game for 20 plus years. I came out from Texas when I was 20. So we've been out here for a minute doing this music thing. And so we're old school. They have this new school of music. They still learning. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand where it all came from. And until they learn where the hip hop came from, they're never going to be great rappers. You know what I'm saying? So they're new. We're old. We're the kings. Kings wore crowns.
Okay, and you brought the history with you.
Yeah. Kings
Okay.
wore the crown.
Okay, I got you. Sounds good. Sounds good. Uh, I'm not sure that I could take you any further. You kind of filled us in everywhere. What I really want you to be able to do is have some kind of contact, give us some kind of number or something that you don't mind
Right.
people reaching out to you some way, because you're into a lot of different things. You got a lot of talents to use in different places. So if somebody's looking to say, hey, there's the kid, there's
Right,
Kid
right.
X, let's try him here.
Okay,
How do
okay.
they do that?
Well, we have a crisis email. So we have crisis email, which is CRIISIS.com at yahoo.com.
Okay.
So they can do that. If they want to contact me, the number is 408-661-0196. And then we can talk about what we're trying to do in the future and go from there.
Okay, I appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
Giving us some light on what's going on, what
Yes,
the
sir.
future has for us. And be sure that you reach out to one of those numbers if you have something going on, or even if you just think that they might be interested in something. Reach out.
All right.
Thank you.